Hello everyone, welcome back to the White One Auto YouTube channel. And what we have in the shop today is a 2012 Toyota RAV4 4Runner. It's got like 290,000 miles. Gentleman takes great care of this car. Over the weekend, he said his check engine light popped on, so I'm closed weekend, so he shopped the AutoZone, pulled a scan, and they told him that he needed an input speed sensor. Our visual inspection revealed something opposite. The reason why you're not coming in first on it is because we shot a short about it. But these are the codes that it's saying. Input speed sensor, no signal. So now it's saying no signal, not low or high. So whenever I see something that says no signal, not signal high or signal low, that really makes me think something like, hey, something is either missing or unplugged or something like that. So that's why I went straight to my visual inspection. So our air cleaner sits here. We pulled that thing out, and this is what we see. So you see all those little acorns? One of our squirrel buddies has been in here, and they're just chomping away at this wiring. See that? So that's even our trigger wire to our starter right there. So what this thing is gonna need is we're gonna need to clean up all those acorns and whatnot, repair that wiring. It's so close, I probably am gonna get a connector, or I'm gonna have to get some terminals for this and put some mothballs on this. And I'm also gonna call him right now and let him know that he's gonna need to get some mothballs for his other vehicle and just check out the squirrel activity, because if they're chomping on this car, they're gonna be chomping on his other car too. So let me get some parts ordered, call the customer, and once we come in to make our repair, I'm gonna bring you back in. Thanks. Okay, so we pulled our connector in off. This is what it looks like. So you can see where those wires are chewed through, and that is where it was down there. So I believe actually O'Reilly's makes this. This is what they're gonna call an output shaft speed sensor connector. O'Reilly's has one of these. So what I'm gonna do is get this thing ordered from O'Reilly's, and I will bring the part number in there. And then for the rest of these wiring, that where it goes into the starter solenoid, the trigger wire, that's enough wiring there where I can fix that. It's just a matter of pulling this up and getting it to where we can fix it. So let's do that. Okay, so we have our replacement connector. This is the part number. We were able to get this from O'Reilly's. This is how our old one, our original one looks, and our new one is just the same. It's just a different color. So what we got to get now to is we have to get access to those little bit of wires that are left. Actually, our sensor is blue, so it's kind of close to that, and then start repairing the rest of this wiring. So let's figure out how to do that. So what we're gonna do is redisconnect our battery and start pulling these wiring up out of the holders. So the way you do that is, see this little tab right here? You pry away on that and it should lift up. So that's how that works. So we're gonna disconnect that positive after we get our battery. And then we need to get to this set of wiring down here, because that's where everything branches off of. So let's do it. Okay, so we got our negative and our positive cable off. You see we got a much better view down here. So there's a holder right there. So now this one is up And next we're just gonna have to disconnect from our starter solenoid there. So I'm probably have to do that one off camera because I'm gonna need both hands. Okay, so our wiring harness is loose enough now. Wait, we're gonna take, there's another holder there. Let me figure out where that is. I wanna pull that up. Yeah, so really, it's not too bad. I cut, see that tape right there? I cut that tape to free that. So that's a decent amount of wiring left. And it's only just our trigger wire for our starter. There was a plastic hold down right here. So we just pop that off there. And so what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna get a vacuum and a blowgun in here. That's a piece of our wire in there that they didn't finish eating. He says another little piece right down there. So we're gonna vacuum all this stuff up. It doesn't smell like urine, but sometimes you do want to watch out because if they're living in here for a long time, it can really smell like urine. See, like that's some other pieces of the insulation, the darker black pieces. And so we'll vacuum first and then blow it out. I would recommend that you wear a mask, and you should already have goggles on. So let's do it. Okay, so we got all of this cleaned up. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna remove the insulation off of here and use some uninsulated butt connectors and adhesive line heat shrink to make connections there. Now, right down there at that lower spot, the insulation is just missing. So I'm gonna put some more insulated, some adhesive line heat shrink there. And then I'm gonna cut right here and pull this section of wire out and replace it, and using some adhesive line heat shrink and uninsulated butt connectors. And this actually isn't that bad of a repair because they just started chewing down there. They didn't get through. So we are good there. Okay, so I've made our first repair. We've got that adhesive line heat shrink on. So you see how those ends are jagged on the blue, yellow, and white wire? So I'm gonna cut those off flush and then strip it and then start making our connections in. Okay, so I wanna go over some more of the materials that we're using. So this is the adhesive line heat shrink that we're using. That's the part number right there. So these are uninsulated butt connectors. See, they come in a few different sizes. All Star Products makes these. Well, I think I got these from somebody else, but you're probably not gonna get them from there. But All Star Products does make some that you can get. And for us, when we're connecting our connectors back, so you can see, thank God we got a little bit of this wiring left. So if you're looking at the connector like this from the top, we can see our white wire goes on the right and our yellow wire goes on the left. So that will be the same way that we're gonna hook it up here. And this just kind of gives you a demonstration of, we strip some of that wire down, we slide our butt connector on, and we use a crimping tool to crimp that in. And this is the part number. So this is the crimper that we're gonna use. See, it's got a spot there for insulated and bare. You would use the bare side. So let me get this done. So this is what our crimps look like. And you'd probably be better off, if you were only gonna buy one, is to buy this crimper from Snap-on. This one is, where's that? This one is cool because it has the stripper in there too, but you probably already have some strippers. This crimper is better, see, because it's larger and it gives you more leverage. And it's still got the same 2 settings, one for bare, one for insulated, and it does have a cutter in there too. So I just wanted to touch on that. Okay, so our wiring repair is done. We got that hooked back up. We added a little zip tie there to hold that up. To hold it down and in place. And everything there is all good. So a bit of advice. If this is your first or second or maybe third time doing this, you don't want to put everything back in place until you've had a chance to test it, to plug it all in and make sure the code's clear. But I know that we are good here. So all we're gonna do is start placing our wiring back in place, get our air box and air cleaner back in, and hook our battery back up and go in and clear codes and fire it up. Okay, so we got everything back installed, all our sensors plugged back in. So we'll hop in here. Yeah, our scanner is still inside. Great. So we're gonna go in here, clear codes, and then start this thing up, and we shouldn't have any issues. So we'll select our Toyota. I think we had a 793. So that's everything. Clear out codes ran by scan. Okay, so it says it was successful. Oh wait, it's clearing some more, so let's keep clearing. Okay, now we're done. We will key off, key back on, and let's run a code scan. Because remember, we had no signal from our speed sensor, so it should pop up like immediately. Okay, so we've ran our code scan. It says no codes. I'm gonna show you the mileage right now because I still have to change the oil on this thing. So I'm gonna change the oil and then we'll drive it because you need to drive it to make sure. So I almost forgot the most important part of the fix. Right here, mothballs. We're gonna take a bag of these. We're gonna stick them right down there. And I'm gonna stick another one right over there. Hopefully that'll keep the rodents out. Now we're about to take this thing and drive it, and I'm just gonna have to tell the owner to be mindful to get underneath here and check every now and then, and he may want to swap those mothballs out. So let me pull it out so we can drive. Okay, so let us take this thing for a driver. Oh, we gotta unlock it. This is our, let's get it off the trip because I had to reset the oil life. So that's our miles there. Let us take this thing for a drive. So we're gonna take it out for a quick spin around the beautiful city of Detroit, Michigan, and we'll check back in. So we are on the freeway. We're running about 52. Look where our RPMs are at. We got a little bit of traffic, so we're not going to be able to sell up to 55 yet and be safe. But you can see we're well below 2,000 at 52, so that is good. You know, no other lights on. So we're gonna drive this thing back to the shop, and it's done. Thank you all for following along at the White One Auto YouTube channel. Please remember to subscribe and like, and we thank you once again. Amen. To God be the glory.